This is Support is Sexy, episode 238. It's time to get out your dreams. Welcome to Support is Sexy. I'm your host, Elayne Fluker, entrepreneur, author, and founder of Chic Rebellion Media. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, I interview inspiring women entrepreneurs who share their wins and their lessons to help you take your business and your life to the next level and create something sexy. Here we go. Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode of Support is Sexy. I'm so excited to have you here. It just would not be the same without you. And I'm excited too because this week we are going to do another special series. You know, we did a series a few months ago on failure. Now I want to do a series on getting out your dreams. So that's what this series is going to be this week. Get out your dreams. And the reason this came up is because, you know, I am so fortunate and blessed to be able to talk to incredible women and a few good men each day about getting out their dreams. And that looks different for everybody. Some people it's writing a book. Some people it's reinventing their brand. Some people it's honing in on what exactly their brand is. Some people it's creating a business or restarting a business, or there's all kinds of ways that our dreams come to light for us, or the dreams that we have come to us, I should say, and then you get help or support getting those dreams out. So I began to think about all the different people I talk to who I'm working with as clients with helping them, quote unquote, get out their dreams. But then also the people that I talk to who tend to feel stuck. And I've totally been there several times. You get in a space where you feel stuck, or maybe you are in action and taking action in your dream, but you're not sure which way to go. So I decided to do a series this week that may eventually turn into a course or something else bigger. But, you know, I love just sharing information with you all. And each day I want to focus on a different part of your dream. Now, this isn't telling you how to launch your business or how to do anything like that with a specific goal that you have. But even the fact of getting to what is your goal? Sometimes that's the hard part, right? What is my goal? What am I trying to do? What is it that I want to create? And then how can I put a plan in place to move forward? And the reason I said this isn't telling you how to launch your business or that kind of thing, because everybody's business is going to be different. Everybody's dream is going to be different. So I couldn't tell you anything specific other than based on my own experience and some of the things that people have shared with me in their experience, things that they're willing to let me share, I should say. All right. So today we're going to start with, before we start, maybe you want to get a piece of paper. I know. I'm always the one who says get a piece of paper or your journal or something like that. But I'm a writer, so I'm going to do that. But if not, if it's safe, you can take notes down in your phone as well, because really all week, but starting with today, I'm going to be asking you questions that I want you to answer. A lot of times we're looking for the answer, but as Patricia Moreno, who was on the podcast, I believe episode 35 or so, has said, and that I repeat often on the show and to people I know, you have to live the question. Be willing to live the question and the answer will come. Sometimes it's not just knowing the answer right away. It's living the question. So I'm going to ask you some questions today. So we're going to start with, what is your dream? How to get clarity around what your dream is exactly. What do you spend the most time thinking about, even if it's not consciously? You know, I feel like those dreams are the things that are there, of course, when you go to sleep at night, but sometimes even during the day, you can't get your mind off this thing that you want to create. Even when you try, somehow it's still there, gnawing at you, nagging at you, wanting you to do something about it, to put it in action. What is that thing for you? Write that thing down or think about that thing now. Visualize it. Is it something that you already visualize, or something that you can stop for a moment and visualize now? What do you see yourself doing? How does it make you feel? What do you experience? How are other people responding to you when you're doing that thing? Do you see a smile on their face, which puts a smile on your face? Or is there a smile on your face that puts a smile on their face? What is that whole experience like for you? What is the dream? I think that's the thing we need to get clear on first. What is your dream? So some questions to consider to ask yourself. What do you want to spend your precious time doing? Time is finite. We all know that. We only get a certain amount of it. None of us knows exactly how long. So what do you want to spend your precious time doing? What do you want to spend your time creating or working on or thinking about or working through or talking about? So write that answer down, or either think about that and write it down later. What do you want to spend your time doing? Another question: what will fulfill you or bring you joy? I talked about the smile on your face. What will really bring you joy on the inside? You know, Tony Robbins says success is nothing without fulfillment. So we're not thinking about what will bring us the most money at this point, or the most fame or celebrity or attention or any of those things. That will all come if it's a result of us doing something that we truly love, and if that's what we're supposed to be doing. So what will bring you, what do you think at this point about your dream? What will bring you the most joy and fulfillment when you're thinking of what's going to be the thing that you go after? Another question: what is the result that you want this dream to help you manifest? So again, when I talk about visualizing it, is it, for example, that you see yourself on stage and speaking to a group of people in a large auditorium and empowering them, or giving them some information about something, or telling them how to do something? Or is it that you see yourself writing a book that gets into the hands of millions of people, or even a small set of people who are really empowered by your book or changed by the information that you shared with them? Is it that you want to start your family and you want to focus on finding a partner and really building a strong relationship and creating a family down the line as you get to know each other and love each other and decide that you're going to be partners? What is the dream? What will it help you manifest in your life? What is this dream moving you toward? Think about that, the result. What is the result that you want to get? Not the only result or the final result. Things can change, but what can you have in your mind right now that you can sort of reverse engineer is really what we're doing. Thinking about the result, and then how do we move backwards and start with the dream that will help us get to the result? As I always say, we never know exactly how we're going to get there. We want to have some idea, and we'll talk about that later. But what is the result that you want, and how can you work backwards into that to decide this is the dream that I'm going to focus on right now in order to move toward that result? So think about that question as well. Another question, I'm sure you've heard this millions of times. I know I certainly have. People often say, what would you do for free? That's how you figure out what your passion is, or that's what your goal is, or that's what your dream is. Think about what you would do for free. Well, I want to turn that on its head and say, what do you want to get paid to do each day? If this is something that is going to be a business or something that you're going to sell, what do you want to get paid to do each day? I feel like that brings a different energy to it, right? Maybe there are some things that you would do for free. That's great. But what would you write down right now if you could say, man, if I can get paid to do this thing each day, this is what I would do. Whatever that is. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a business. Even if I can get paid to stay home and spend time with my family all day, that's what I would do. Think about it that way. Not what would you do for free. Everybody kind of knows the answers for that. We all kind of thought about that before. As I said, we've heard it often. People always ask that. What do you want to get paid to do each day? What would make you so thrilled if you knew you could have money coming in doing whatever this thing is? Even if it's not a business, even if it's something else. But if I said, I will pay you X amount per month for you to do this thing that brings you the ultimate joy, what would that thing be? Write that down. And it doesn't have to be your everything. But if we're trying to look at one thing, and again, that we're going to work backwards into to come up with your dream, what would that thing be? All right. So this is an episode where I'm not giving you the answers. I'm asking the questions. These are things that I want you to consider as we go through our series this week of getting out your dreams. So that is what you're doing. You're getting out your dream. And the first part of it is getting clarity on what that dream is. All right, so take a little while to consider these questions. I'll be back with you tomorrow, and listen to these in order if you happen to jump in the middle. This is the first one for the week, and we'll go through them all week. And at the end, you'll let me know what you think and if this is helpful. All right, and you can always email me, Elayne, at elaynefluker.com if you want to share anything with me or ask any questions. Also on social media, at Elayne Fluker and at Support is Sexy. I'm there. Let me know what your dream is, or email it if it's private, or keep it to yourself, but make sure you write it out, think it out, type it out if it has to be on your phone because you're too busy to get paper. Do whatever you have to do to get this exercise out, and then come back tomorrow and we'll talk about it some more. All right, so thank you as always for being here. I hope you enjoyed this series this week. I appreciate you being here with me. And now you know what to do. Go out there and create something sexy, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.